Hello dear students. Now our next topic is about effects of revolution. In the last class we have studied about revolution and its characteristics, children. What is revolution? Revolution is the movement of earth around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Okay? The earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit, which is called as revolution. We have studied about few characteristics of revolution, like as the first one was elliptical orbit. The earth moves around the sun in elliptical orbit with an average speed of 29.8 km per second, which is about 1 lakh km per hour. Then the next one was the gravitational pull. When the earth is closer to the sun, the gravitational pull makes the earth move faster than when it is far away from it. Okay. Thus, the speed of revolution is not uniform everywhere. The speed of revolution is not uniform everywhere. Then we have studied about the leap year, children. In the last class, we have studied about leap year. What was leap year? Leap year is the year which has 366 days. Okay. To every 4 hours, the 6 hour is adjusted. The period taken by earth to complete one revolution is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, 45.51 second, which is roughly taken as 365 days and 6 hours, children. In 1 year, we have 365 days. This 6 hour is added to every 4th year. Okay, the 6 hour is added to every 4th year, which makes a complete 24 hours, which is 1 day, which is added in the month of February. Okay, which is added in the month of February. When February has 29 days, that year is known as leap year, which has 366 days in a year. Okay. Then we have studied about orbital plane, the inclination of Earth's axis, which is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree. Then the motion of Earth is from west to east. Okay. Then here we will study about few effects of revolution. Few effects of revolution, like seasonal changes, children. See, the amount of heat coming on the particular surface of the earth, okay, is not uniform everywhere. Every place receives different amount of heat. Okay, and it mainly depends upon the angle. Okay, so when a place receives vertical rays, it gets very hot in comparison to the slanting rays. Okay, why? Because in see, children, in vertical rays, what you see in vertical rays, the rays are concentrated at one place. So when the rays are concentrated at one place, the heat is very high. Like near the equator, the equator gets direct heat from the sun. When equator gets direct heat from the sun, it is vertical rays which is concentrated in one particular area. That is why the vertical rays receives the high amount of rays. It's very hot in comparison to the slanting rays. Slanting rays, why? Slanting rays is spread everywhere. The slanting rays is not concentrated at one place. It is spread over a large area. Then we have already noted that the tilt of Earth's rays causes seasons, and due to this tilt, due to this vertical and slanting rays, it causes season. Revolution causes different season, that is changing in weather condition due to difference of heating. Revolution is an annual cycle, so the seasons repeat year after year. Okay. Then inclination of axis and seasonal changes. Now, since the earth is tilted, the seasonal changes are not abrupt. Then, perihelion and aphelion positions. Perihelion means closest and aphelion means farthest. Perihelion means closest and aphelion means farthest. See, the path of the earth is elliptical. Okay, it's elliptical and due to this elliptical orbit, the distance between the earth and sun varies. The distance between the earth and sun varies due to this elliptical orbit. When the earth is closest to the sun, the position is called perihelion, and when it is farthest, as you can see here, when the distance between the earth and sun is closest, it is called as perihelion, and when the distance between earth and sun is farthest, it is called as aphelion, children. Now, this apogee and perigee is with respect to moon's orbit around the earth. When the same procedure applies here also, same process. When the distance between moon and earth is closest, it is called perigee. And when the distance between earth and moon is farthest, it is called apogee. Perigee and apogee. Okay. Now, this is here, children, you see. See, perihelion happens in January, aphelion happens in July, where the distance between the sun and earth in perihelion is 147.1 million kilometer, and the sun and earth in aphelion is 152.1 million kilometer. Students, see, our next topic is creation of heat zones. But before starting this topic, I'll revise the previous topic which was about the perihelion and aphelion position, seasonal changes, inclination of Earth's axis and seasonal changes, the position of sun, that is perihelion, the position of Earth in perihelion and aphelion. So children, we have studied about seasonal changes. Why do these seasons change, or why seasonal changes occur? The seasonal changes mainly occur due to the differential heating of the sun at various places on the earth. See, we have studied about the vertical rays and the slanting rays of the sun. The vertical rays, the amount of rays in vertical rays is very high. It's very hot. Like in the case of equator receives the vertical rays, that is why it's very hot. And the slanting rays is received by the polar regions, that is why they receives very less amount of rays. Due to this differential heating at every places, on all the places of the earth, the seasons occur. Okay. Now, inclination of Earth's axis, we have studied about perihelion and aphelion positions of also. I've told you what is perihelion and aphelion. When the earth is closest to the sun, the position is called as perihelion, and when it is farthest from the sun, it is called as aphelion. The aphelion distance of the sun is 152 million kilometer, while at its closest at perihelion, the earth is 147.3 million kilometer. Okay, perihelion happens in the month of January and aphelion happens in the month of July, children. Then January 3, Earth's orbit is closest to the sun. This time is said to be perihelion, and on July 4th it is farthest. That time is called as aphelion. Now we will study about creation of heat zones. Mainly there are 3 heat zones: torrid, temperate and frigid. Torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. The heat zones are created due to the differential heating of the sun. Whenever there is differential heating, or whenever you can classify heat zone as the torrid zone. Torrid zone is this one. Torrid or tropical zone is this one, which receives the vertical rays of the sun. Okay, this zone receives the vertical rays of the sun. Then we have temperate zone, which receives the slanting rays of the sun. Then we have frigid zone, which receives negligible amount of rays of the sun. Okay, here it's very cold, the temperature is very low here. Okay, then first comes the torrid zone. Torrid zone stretches between 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south. 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south. And this region experiences warm climate throughout the year. This region has warm climate throughout the year. Then we have temperate zone. Temperate zone is between torrid and frigid zone. It is between torrid zone and frigid zone, as you can see, torrid zone and frigid zone. And it lies between 23.5 degree north and south and 66.5 degree north and south. Between, this is 23.5 degree north, 66.5 degree north, 23.5 degree south, 66.5 degree south. So it comes in between this. In this zone, sun's rays fall obliquely and hence the region experiences moderate climate. Here oblique rays are found. So this region experiences moderate climate. Then the last zone is frigid zone. Frigid zone extends from 66.5 degree north, 66.5 degree north to 90 degree north, 66.5 degree south to 90 degree south. Okay. And since the sun's rays fall extremely oblique, here the rays are extremely oblique in this region, this region experiences very cold climate. Okay. So we have studied about heat zones. There are 3 heat zones mainly, which is torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Torrid zone, it stretches from 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degrees south, and it receives vertical rays, and here the climate is very warm. And then comes the temperate zone. It stretches between 23.5 degree north, 66.5 degree north, in between 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south. Here the oblique rays falls, that is why here the climate is moderate. Then we have frigid zone. Children, frigid zone extends from 66.5 degree north to 90 degree north, 66.5 degree south to 90 degree south. Here extreme oblique rays falls, that is why the temperature is very low and it's very cold here.